Hey, fellas,
Welcome, welcome.
what's going on?
Knowledge and power.
Oh, yeah. Come on in, everybody. Come get you some knowledge and power.
Yes.
Welcome to another broadcast of the Knowledge and Power podcast show. We thank you for coming, and we thank you for staying. How was that, guys? I was trying to be sweet.
Very professional.
Thank you, sir.
All right, fellas.
All right. What was that? I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was Q-Tip.
Okay. All right. What was that? I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell?
Mm-mm.
It's playing back.
It was Q-Tip.
Okay. All right. What was that? I couldn't tell. We got the echo.
Yes, we got the feedback.
Somebody's watching it.
Turn your headphones back on, Ray. Okay.
Whose background is that?
I'm trying to see.
Yes, we got the feedback.
Hold on.
What about now?
Good. We good now.
Okay, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, somebody had an echo, but it's all good now. We're on now. So here we are. Welcome to everybody that's coming on to the show. Thank you so much for joining. We are Ray, Nate, and Jake, and together we form the Knowledge and Power podcast show.
Yep. How's it going, fellas?
Good.
Going great.
Excellent.
That's good. We had a interesting topic planned for the night,
so.
but we may have to do a pivot because we want to touch on some relevant news that is taking place in the media.
Yeah,
so we definitely want to hit that. And there's something I experienced something this weekend that kind of I want to share with you guys that may kind of spawn a conversation. But nevertheless, we are definitely going to stroke and hit our topic.
Oh yeah,
on friendship.
Got to.
And the title of it is for tonight's episode is Friendship, a Season or a Lifetime.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A season or a lifetime. But before we jump off into that, let's do a follow-up report. How was the week? Anybody want to start off? Jump in.
Oh, mine was good. Nothing in particular really jumped off. As I was telling you guys before the show, we enjoyed a birthday celebration in the family.
Yeah.
Sister-in-law turned 50. Her and her twin sister will be turning 50 in a couple of weeks. But they had one of them who lives here locally had a birthday party with one of her best friends who's also turning 50. And so we had a good time on yesterday, listening to music, dancing. It's always good to get out with the wife and put little moves on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
It's always good to get out with your boo and put some moves on the dance floor. Let everybody know I still got it. Let everybody know I still got it.
Can you just give me one move you used from the archive?
From the archive. I don't have no names for them. I just do them, man.
I know you just did, man. You just did. So you didn't disappoint. You did reach back into the day, and I reached back,
man. I reached back, and I try to be conservative, man, because I know sometimes I go off kilter.
Yeah.
When I just freestyle and just start doing crazy stuff. But I had some competition in the house, and I wish I had a video I could show you.
Oh, man.
My man DJ, who is the grandson of one of the ladies that was who had a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 5, 6 years old. Man, he was tearing that floor up.
He was showing you up, huh?
He was tearing that floor up, man. He had the whole crowd around him. They was all like, get it. And he was just gigging for like hours, man. He had a good time. It was fun. But we was all wasted tired, man, after that party. After that, man, I was just wore out because it's been so long since I've been out for hours like that.
Oh, yeah.
So Michelle was doing her thing too, man?
No, she was real chill too, man. We were there to support her sister.
Gotcha.
And we got a chance to dress up. It was kind of like a formal. So some people had on tuxedos, some ladies had on formal gowns, and And
Oh,
everybody
I
didn't
love
dress
it.
up like that, but it was nice. It was nice. I had on my suit,
Yeah.
and it was nice, man. So that was what I did this week. I'm trying to think if anything else popped off.
Everybody was masked, right?
For the most part, not everybody,
I'm just joking, man.
not everybody, but people were there. We had our masks, and we had them
Mhm.
on, we had them off. It was cool because they had hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. They had lamb chops as hors d'oeuvres, the little small ones. It
Yeah.
was actually
Lamb
pretty good. They did a
chops.
good job. They did a good job.
Y'all had a poo she
Hmm.
party.
Yeah,
Bougie.
a hoochie.
I
Yeah.
know. I
And it was
love
cool
it.
because people came from out of town. She had friends that came from Texas and Florida.
Sweet.
Our nephew came in from Georgia, and people came from Chicago, family members from Chicago, all over, just to make sure that they were there to celebrate. So it was nice.
Sweet.
I like how you guys do that. Come from other places just for events.
Yeah, Michelle's family has always been big on
Yeah,
coming together. So
I like that.
that's how they roll, man. So I'm glad I'm part of the crew.
I've been missing events like that, man. I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jake, how was your week, man? What'd you do?
My week was pretty good. Got back in the gym.
Yeah.
Got back in the gym. Look at y'all. Got
And my man
Nate
getting all
dancing.
ripply and buff.
Got Nate dancing. Jake up in there throwing up the weights like
Man,
and toss them to the side.
I know.
tell you what though, I'm sore all over.
You sore, Nate tired. Come on now.
Oh man. Our minds are 19, Jake, but our bodies is like, wait a minute.
Tell me about it.
So since y'all doing all that, you know what I'm about to say.
What?
What's that?
We can lace them up one more time then.
Man, I told you last time you brought that up. I'll give you one more game. Give me the
I'm
set
done.
shot. And if I make it, I make it. If I miss, I miss.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I was thinking about? And before you talk about your week,
Yeah.
I was remembering because I saw a commercial. Maybe it was a TV show. They were talking about somebody who had an injury early on in life, and then later in life, the injury effects started to kick in.
Oh,
They didn't have
really?
any issues until later in life. And I was remembering we was playing some ball outside on the outside court. You remember Larry?
Yeah, Nate, I remember him.
And so I went up for that dunk on Larry, and he undercut me, and I fell flat on my back.
Ooh.
And Jake was ready. Ray was ready to fight Jake. I mean, he went like, boom! He's like in his face.
I can
Because
believe it.
it was a terrible foul. It was horrible.
Oh.
And
my temper.
My back hurt a little bit. I'm like, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. But now, at my older age, my lower back be killing.
You
I
can
wonder
feel
what
it.
they do with that fall.
Let's go find him, man.
He might pop up in the comments.
Social media. So you just start typing. Click.
Right.
It was a horrible fall, Jake. You had to see it to believe it.
Man,
it was. You did seriously. You did like bounce up off the
Mm-hmm.
concrete, man. That was crazy.
Oh, and concrete too.
Yeah, it was outside.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, I would say my week. This is kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. It's kind of like a segue. I hung out with my boys this weekend in the Chi-Town.
Your sons.
Chicago. Yep.
Oh,
Okay, sweet.
love that.
So yeah,
That's
I took
awesome,
off.
bro.
Yeah, I took off to hang out with them. So Andrew is going off to San Diego now for the next 3 years. So I wanted to see him.
Oh, he's done with Chicago.
He's done with Chicago. Yep. So now just Seth is in Chicago. But here's the thing, what I want to share with you guys. Sometimes as parents, I really think that we overparent because this is what hit me this weekend because I've gone to Chicago before, business trips. We've gone as a family before, but most of the time I would fly. I really didn't like driving because I'm like white knuckling it when I get into the downtown area of Chicago. It's overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming because you're trying to follow the navigation and they got you over here. Then all of a sudden you got to swing over, 3 rows over to your right. I mean, it's just
it's
nerve-wracking, man. So I'm thinking to myself, what would possess? Now I'm not talking about Andrew per se. Now I'm talking about Seth because this is home for him. And I'm like, well, possess my child and want to be here. It's just too busy. You know, it's just too busy. How's he gonna handle this? You know, this traffic is ridiculous. How's he gonna drive and all this? And then you know, in the heart of downtown, and I'm paying astronomical prices just to park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And as a parent, I'm thinking in my head, I don't want to see him have to subject himself to this, you know, for a lifetime or whatever, you know, just to make ends meet and follow his career, you know.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, you know, Andrew's been there for 7 months or whatever, and you know, he's Ubering all over the place, like it ain't, you know, nobody's business. And I'm thinking, he can't be going all over late at night and blah blah blah. And then they hit me. I watched them in their element, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They have the lifestyle down to a science.
Yeah.
And that's when I started. I had a Cosby moment, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Cosby moment. I had a, you know, Cosby moment.
Mm-hmm. I remember that? Remember that chick on the Cosby Show?
Yep. Nothing to say. Don't say nothing else, because my thing was I didn't want to criticize, and I never criticized anything that I saw. I just watched them.
Right.
And I let everything play out, and both of them seemed like they
showed you.
They showed me. I grew to a level of maturity. I mean, I woke up. I grew up this weekend, because as parents, we want to kind of hold them back sometimes because we're so used to doing for them all the time, all their life, and it's almost like we determine when they're ready or what they can handle and what's too rough for them. And I know us being parents, you know, we saw a lot of stuff, you know, and we had to make a lot of sacrifices, and some hard times hit. Yeah. And we had to just rise above those hard times. And our parents probably didn't know half the stuff that we went through.
Right.
Yep.
But we made it through. We adapted and made it work.
We adapted and made it work. Yes. And I looked at them and I said, you know what? I'm proud of what I see.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, they got it. We're walking downtown Chicago, going to get something to eat, and it's late at night, and I'm looking over my shoulder, you know, like, oh, every train that go over my head. I'm like, oh, but I enjoy just kicking it with them, and as they've gotten older and they're maturing now. And like I said, I don't see any fear, any second guessing the decision of what they're done. They're big boys now.
Yeah,
and like you said, that's their element. We didn't grow up in it; they grew up in it.
And that's the mistake I made on the inside. All these thoughts were going on the inside. I never shared it with them. What I was feeling, but I was thinking to myself, they didn't grow up like this. How can they hang with this city? This is the third major big city. Am I correct?
I don't know, but I'll take your word for it.
LA, New York, LA, and then I think Chicago is the third biggest
metro type
city.
Yeah.
And I left, I was on the road, and when I got home, I had to, you know, I text him, let him know I made it back. And I had to say, I was like, individually, I was like, Seth, I'm really proud of what I see, man. I said, wow, that's a big city, and you doing the thing. You know, you doing it. You're in your element. So
you get there, and you gotta figure it out. It's like when we went to Syracuse. You know, I knew you had been there before, but I had never been there.
Right.
I didn't know anything about living in a place like that, and I had to learn how to get around. I had to learn where I could go, where I couldn't go. I had to learn all that stuff, and before it was over, it's like I lived there for years.
Yeah.
So people we learn to adapt, and we have to let our kids grow into their adulthood and let them learn all this stuff. Let them learn how to grow up and make those mistakes or learn those things that they need to learn. We can't overparent, man. You're right. We can.
Yeah. So I am done overparenting. I'm gonna let them do them, and then I think about Liv, I can't leave her out the loop. She just had to get back to Alabama to be her haven, man. I was like, why you want to go back there? I don't understand it. But just like we grew up, man, they have to grow up too.
Mm-hmm.
And do them. And we have to just be on standby and assist where we can.
Speaking of, I have a young cousin.
Yeah, that's true, man. Before we go too much further, I see people are coming in. As you're coming in, please, leave a comment. Let us know you're here, and hit that like button, that thumbs up button. Let people know that you are liking the content that you see. Those thumbs up help our channel grow. So please hit that thumbs up. Please give us that comment so we can respond back to you either live or via replay. Replay gang, we don't forget about you. And if you're out there, please subscribe to our channel. Find us on anchor.fm/knowledge and power. You can subscribe to our podcast there and at all major podcast outlets. You can find us.
Yeah. I'm hearing a little reverb. Are you hearing anything?
Nate, your mic went out to me.
Did it?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now. Your mic went out earlier, Jake.
Both,
I can hear you fine.
Both of you are very low all of a sudden.
Is that right?
But I don't know if it's me or.
Yeah, I haven't changed anything.
Yeah.
Well, it is technology. We'll just keep on going.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now much better, Jake. I couldn't hear you at first at all. But another thing we just kind of want to share before we get off into our topic. We got people shouting us out. Hey, fellas. Hello, fellas.
Hey.
Jake left out and he's coming back in.
Oh, he must be having some issues.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. Technology, as they say, is great.
Oh man, it is what it is.
It's working well. Yeah. But this weekend, it's in the news. We've had a stream of suicides.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I know that I just kind of wanted to bring that up because whether we know the person or closely or not, suicide is still something that is very it's painful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to hear that happen to anyone, obviously, but Regina King.
Yeah, man.
Her son took his life yesterday, and
it was yesterday.
It was yesterday, so I definitely wanted to comment. I wanted to comment on that because Regina King has been like a fixture. She's been like a
oh yeah.
I mean, she has had a very good run in her Hollywood career.
Oh man,
Regina
King is an inspiration as an actress to not only other women but just Black people in general. Her longevity, her perseverance,
the roles that she's taken,
her body of work. You can't deny it. She is an outstanding person and actress.
Yeah, and and from what I've observed from because there's a little bit of information that's out, more information is building now. But it seemed like he was. I mean, all of our children are important to us, and that was her only child. But they seem to have a really special bond in the sense of, she divorced, so she has been a single parent for a while.
Yeah,
and he was always the one that was on her arm at the red carpets, or photobomb in her interviews or whatever. Right. It's saying they had a special bond, so. It's just something you can never climb inside the head, the heart of a person who takes their life. But right. I just really think that, we should really be praying for Regina, man. We don't know her personally, but,
I saw her do an interview on YouTube, and she was talking about her divorce and how important, it was to model certain things in front of her son so that he would have a phenomenal upbringing. And so she surrounded him with great people, kept family at the forefront. He was very important to her, is what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah.
And that's, having gone through this personally, I know that the loss of a child, especially one death by suicide, is never easy. It leaves you with a ton of unanswered, painful questions. And I know that their family is, since it just happened yesterday, I know they're probably still trying to process everything and trying to understand. And my heart goes out to her family, my prayers.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just going to pray for her right now, if you don't mind.
Go for it,
bro. Father, we never like to get terrible news, God. And I know your word says that you won't put any more on us than we can bear. Sometimes we wonder about that, God, especially in times like these. But I just pray, God, that you would surround Regina and her family with all the love and help and support that they need to get through what's definitely bound to be a long season.
Yeah.
I just pray, God, for her strength. I pray that she hears words that will uplift her and help her stay strong.
Yes.
And I ask, God, that in the lonely hours of the night, that your spirit would be there to give her peace and comfort. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. That's good looking out, bro.
Yeah. That's been pretty much all we can do for people going through stuff like that, man. Offer support and prayers.
Yeah. We got a comment that says praying for all those who have suffered the loss of a loved one by suicide. Yeah. And Jake, you said there was another person.
Yeah, I don't know. Most people probably remember Chris Daughtry. He was an American Idol contestant.
Yeah, Jake having some technical difficulties.
Can you hear me?
It's
Not
really,
really,
really
Jake.
low.
Super low.
Oh man.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, now you can hear me.
You brought yourself back.
Yes. Yes.
This is so crazy because now I can barely hear you guys. But
okay, well, when you speak, do what you do right there, then.
Okay, I was saying most people probably remember Chris Daughtry. He was an American Idol contestant, and I don't think he won, but he was like number 2 or something. And very, very nice guy, and family. Had a young family at that time. Well, his daughter recently, back in November, she did the same thing, committed suicide, and they just recently revealed that was her cause of death. And yeah, they're going through it too still, even a few months later. It's just not something you easily get over, get over, really.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
So
and I just heard before we went on the podcast tonight on our local news that a student from Michigan State took his life as well. So his body was found.
This just happened as well.
Yep, just happened just today. So he went missing for some days, but and his intent was to go missing so that he could do something to himself. Well, they found his body tonight. So yeah, it is very serious. Suicide has so many faces. Praying for the families and all those coping with mental health, and we definitely have to do a show on that. We just got to get a person in here that can really speak to that subject matter about mental health because it's serious, man. It's
we've talked about on the show before. The foundation that we started in Josh's honor. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Shell and I and the family, we started a foundation called the Joshua Zuriel Hall Foundation. You can get more information at mymainmanjosh.org, mymainmanjosh.org. One of the reasons we started that was to bring awareness and start conversations about this very subject. Because as we've gone through the months since Josh's passing, heard so many stories about people who have lost children and loved ones to suicide, and the stigma that's attached to it, where people don't want to talk about it because it's still a taboo subject.
Yeah.
In so many circles, and people don't want to admit that they're struggling. People don't want to admit that they're having a hard time. Families really don't want to address it. So yeah, our foundation is centered around, that conversation, that awareness. And pretty soon here, once we get everything set up, we're going to start doing some programs to, reach out to the hurting public.
Yeah.
So they can have a place to come and get answers and get help and get education, love and support. But it's needed. It's needed because there's so much going on out there that people suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even realize that people are going through until it's too late.
Yeah, until it's too late, man.
And so, yeah, my heart just goes out to all these families, man. It's just, it's a sad thing. But,
Yep.
Yeah,
that foundation is going to be a blessing to people.
It is. I believe it is, Nate. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it
We're
will
just
do.
we're waiting on some final things to get set up with paperwork and whatnot, and then we're gonna jump out with 2 feet. I see a bunch of comments coming in with what they're saying,
Yeah.
Jake. Right.
Big Will says, sending prayers to everyone that is going through something.
Amen. Amen. We agree with you, bro.
Yes.
Or I don't know if you're a lady or a man. I apologize. We agree with you,
That's
Big Will.
no,
Big
that's
Will
Big
313. We agree.
Big Will that's the guy, man.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't want to offend nobody.
Yeah. But yeah, so with that being said, it was an important segue. Glad we got a chance to touch on that. Thank you for praying again, Nate, and for all the comments that are coming in. So tonight we're going to.
I'm sorry, before you go, man, if you haven't shared, please share the broadcast so people can join in this conversation with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, I just so you know, I got a side text to let me know that one of our listeners, they actually have someone that has a PhD that runs a mental health clinic. If we're interested in pulling them in.
Hey, appreciate that.
Yep.
Get that information in there. We'll get to it.
Cool.
That sounds excellent. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I pulled some specs. Let me just step away just for a second. I want to be
Uh-oh, where'd he go?
So I would have it in front of me. So in October 17th, 1984, one of the anthem was birthed in the music industry.
All right.
And it was by none other than the legendary rap group Houdini.
And
it was called Friends.
Friends.
How many of us have them?
Friends.
Look how long that was, man. Y'all still remember that? How it went.
Ones we can depend on.
Yep. So so that, I've been pumping that, just kind of getting ready for tonight's topic. So I gotta ask,
what's up?
What's in your opinion, what do you look for in a friend?
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I'm talking. Yeah, just go ahead. I ain't gonna say what I'm talking yet.
What you got, Jake? Jake, you usually have some profound answers.
Appreciate that, man.
And I'm gonna have some profound challenges.
Always.
That's pretty.
We don't expect anything less. Man, most everybody say loyalty and that's the biggest thing right there. People don't want to be betrayed by their friend in any way. But loyalty, that mutual love, you got to have mutual respect. You got to be there. A lot of times, you got to show yourself the kind of friend you want to be or you want to have. So that's what most people look for.
Okay.
When it comes to having a friend,
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think a lot of people sell themselves short? In the sense of calling a person a friend and they're really not a friend?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we use the term so loosely now.
Yeah. But
true friends, you don't have many. You know who they are, even though you might call, most people call acquaintances friends now. Mm-hmm. This is my friend, so-and-so and so-and-so.
Or Facebook followers or Instagram followers. They call those friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's always been important to me in terms of a friend, somebody that has some type of commonality with me, similar interests, shared values.
Definitely.
As I've gotten older, I believe, my friends are few and far between because of that very thing, commonality, like-mindedness.
Yeah.
Okay. So was that now, or has that pretty much always been?
It's always been. I just think I fine-tuned it in my older age, but I've always held that high in my list of requirements for someone to be considered a friend is like-mindedness, shared values. I mean, we don't have to believe everything the same way. We don't have to see everything the same way. I'm always cool with agreeing to disagree. But I think if we're going to travel the same path,
Yeah.
we've got to have the same kind of destination in mind. Even if we don't go to the distance together, you might get off on the road and go your own way. But as long as we're traveling the same way, ultimately, I think that that's important.
Okay. And I asked that question, Nate, because what we have here on this podcast, which I think that we are experts at talking about this, because what people are looking at is 30 plus years of relationship right here. And I think we have seen it all.
You think so?
I think that we've seen it all, man. We done had some highs. We done had some lows in the sense of the different pains that we've all experienced in life. And then the whole, falling out piece, and then I will say this. I'm not going to say any names because I want to respect the people who are not on here. But I will say there are a couple of people that I wish could have joined us. That played a big part of our growth of growing up as young men, college students, or whatever. We were a family. And for the most part, may not talk all the time, but I think especially I think you saw, Nate, when you and the family went through what you went through almost a year ago now, how you hadn't talked to a certain individual in so long, but when it came down to it, they were sitting at your table. They came to visit you, came with me. And that was their idea to take that trip.
Yeah.
So it's not about having to talk to the person every day. A friend really does love at all times.
Yeah.
Wow.
But here's my stir in the pot part. Nate, I find it ironic that you say you always kind of thought that way because, dude, I was a different cat.
He trying to throw me under the bus.
When we met, and I always say, and again, I don't want to say the other individual's name, for you guys to stick it out with me, and I was so vastly different. And the big key point was the spiritual piece. And I've always said, I never made it a shame, I never made it a secret. I didn't go to college living for Jesus.
Right.
But you and another individual, y'all came up on the campus, acknowledging what y'all stood for. But y'all hung in there with me, and I just never understood. I'm thankful because it kind of, rubbed off or whatever, but I was different, dude.
Yeah, you were different. I mean, you didn't necessarily share my spiritual values. And I think I can be a friend with somebody who doesn't necessarily share, my Christian belief necessarily. But I think with you and this other individual that you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's at your table. He's at your table.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we both, I think we just both found kindred spirits. Well, all three of us did. Just kindred spirits. We were all from the city. Even though we grew up on different sides of town, but I think we had a shared appreciation for fun, laughter,
that's true.
Transparency, honesty. There was a lot of other things that were on the table that kept us cool besides just the Christianity aspect. And I used to proselytize you, as they say, and try to get you to change from your wicked ways. But at the end of the day, it was like I put that in God's hand. The Bible says,
"He gave me over to the Lord."
He who's going to have friends must first show himself friendly.
Right.
And there was a bunch of people that on that campus that came from Detroit or that were already living for the Lord, as they say. But there was, like I said, a kindred spirit between you and a few other people that I think kept the friendship aspect on the table.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes a person feels the pressure of having to live up to the expectations of a friendship, and I don't think. Well, I've grown to realize in my older age now that that's unfair to put that type of pressure on a person, because nobody can live up to it.
That's true. That's true.
But when you're young and you're growing up, and this is all new, and you really don't have any responsibilities, you're always there for each other. And if you're not there, you call a person out and you get upset or whatever, and they come through. They drop what they're doing, they come through. Well, you can't expect that, now that we're grown men with heavy responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true.
Yeah. Yep. So friendship, is it for a season or is it for a lifetime? What say if you fellas about that?
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Here you good, Jake.
Okay, good. I think it's for both. It just depends on who the person is and what they are in your life for.
Okay. So
I said earlier, I'm sorry. Like I said earlier, we might be on the same road going for the same destination, but sometimes those roads divvy. Sometimes they part. Sometimes they fork.
Yeah.
And your path might take you down a separate road. And that means we got to part our ways, but we're still striving to get towards our destination. And so it might just be for a season that we walk that road together.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be for a lifetime that we walk that road together. But yeah, I don't believe everybody that you are friends with was meant to be lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Some folks are just, there for a time.
Can you really learn anything then and call them a friend if it's just for a time?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, like people I was friends with in high school that I held dear in high school. Once we graduated, things went differently. People went to different colleges. People chose career paths that took them other places.
Different paths.
Their values changed, the way they saw life changed. And so as those things changed, we might not necessarily have been in that same type of alignment anymore. No love lost, no hatred, no discord, but, life and our changing beings have caused us to go different ways. And so you respect that, and it's for that season. So, everybody that I was friends with in high school, I'm not necessarily close friends with now. But even in college, there's people that I was really, really cool with in college that now that I'm grown and married, kids, and established life, we just don't walk that same path anymore. So it was for a season. And I think you learn and extract what you can from people and experiences in that season to help you become the person that you are in your current season.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wisdom right there, man.
Wisdom. That's the wisdom nugget. Y'all take that.
I agree.
But yeah, that's how I view it, man. There are seasonal relationships and friendships, and there are those that will last for or be actively engaged with for a lifetime.
Okay.
And even those seasonal ones have a significant purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just better get it while they're there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Y'all blowing my mind, man. Blowing my mind.
Like I'll be honest. I thought when we met Jake, I thought that would be a seasonal one. I didn't know at that time that when I met him that he would be my very best of best friends to this day. I had no clue.
Right.
I thought because our mutual friend introduced us, and at that time what we had in common really was the singing.
Mm-hmm.
We all had to, for those of you who don't know, we sang in a group, and we were able to do some things musically,
Yeah.
and do a little bit of, do a little bit of traveling, and
Walk
make
out on Shirley
some
Caesar.
memories together.
Quite a few things.
Yeah,
Did y'all hear me say walk out on Shirley Caesar?
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard you.
That was me.
Walk out on Shirley Caesar. That's a memory.
Yeah.
It is.
Lord have mercy. That was wow, what a night. But anyway, yeah, but I didn't realize that, when I first met Jake, that we'd be sitting here today. So I thought that was going to be a seasonal thing, but here we are right now. So you never really know, what it's going to be. You just kind of have to foster it, nurture it, develop it, and see where it goes. And if it lasts, it lasts. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So question is, you guys are both married. So would you think, or do you think that your wife's friends, that you need to know them, or their husbands, if they have husbands, their very best friends, do they need to be friends with you? Should it be like a couples thing? I'm trying to say, do you have to know your wife's friends? Is it important for you to know your wife's friends and for you to like them and be in the mix of them?
No, I don't think so. My wife has several relationships that I have nothing to do with, and it's fine.
Right. And now you said her very best friends. It helps, if you can get along with them and they with you. But it's not just a necessary thing, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Michelle has, several friends that she hangs out with and, does things with. And if they come around, or if they come over, or, we happen to see each other in public, I'm not unfriendly, you know what I mean? But it's not like I have to be cool with that person too. That's not necessary.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So would you at least like to, do you judge her or them? I'm saying both of y'all wives. Do you look for their friendship to look like your friendships? That they're not really a friend of you. They ain't there for you when you need them for this. And are you really hard on them like that?
I think I am.
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble now. I
think I am. I think I'm not hard, but I think I try to look out for Michelle in terms of the people that she considers to be friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so if I feel like they're being unfriendly in terms of not holding up their end of the bargain, I will make that known. I will say something about that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like you in that, because my wife moved to my city from where she lived and left the majority of her friends, back home. So when she got here, she was kind of seeking those same kind of friendships around here. And I'm like, this is a different kind of place from where you come from. So she learned on her own that, okay, it's hard to find that, especially when you grow up in an area and you come of age with people. That's harder. That's easier than to develop something new with a stranger,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
She didn't really find too many of those same kind of friendships.
Yeah. Okay.
But she stays connected with those from home. So
yeah.
Oh, she does.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. I'm gonna give my my grown-up version of what I think friendship is now. Is I had to dissect it for a minute.
Okay.
And it's changed a lot. I'll say that it's changed a lot. But before I do that, I just want to respond to one of the questions. One of our listeners said, "Wait, y'all walked out on Mother Shirley." Y'all walked out on. Y'all want to talk about that?
Wait, do we know?
No, it for the sake of it wasn't them. It
wasn't y'all. It wasn't y'all.
Yeah, it was me. We had the privilege of being on a bill. I guess that's what they would call it.
Mm-hmm.
With Shirley Caesar and Marvin Sapp.
Yes.
Talk about that. We opened up for them.
We opened up for them.
The concert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like Shirley Caesar. That night, it just kind of changed a little bit.
Shirley said we
Because,
walked out on her.
well, yeah, she said she made some kind of comment in the mic because she was long-winded, man. We had to drive back. So, and everybody that came with me, they was like, we can't leave. I was like, I'm leaving. Because, you know, I just didn't have the whole stick your finger up protocol then. So I got up and walked up the middle aisle, and she made a comment. And I looked back at her. And I did like that and kept on walking. But it stemmed because she upset me when we did our sound check.
Oh yeah.
And she cut our sound check short.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I took beef with her. I would have respected her. She's a mother of gospel, but hey, that wasn't
First
right.
lady.
Man, that wasn't right there. She gonna come in there and goes like, y'all gotta clear the auditorium because Miss Caesar is here. I was like, Miss Caesar's late. They was like,
he was on time.
Right, I was like, yeah, we're on time. So this is our time for our sound check. So tell Miss Caesar we'll be done in a moment. They wasn't having it. And then I wasn't having it because I went to knock on her dressing room door afterwards to talk to her about moving us off the stage.
Like I said,
did
guys,
you do
what
that?
a night. What a night.
Yes, I did. Yes,
I
I did.
Man. I did not know all that.
Yes.
Ray was clowning that night.
I was clowning.
That's why we never got invited back, Jake.
So
that's why we never got invited back.
I know.
Yes. I mean, my
Ray
thing
was
is
clowning.
like, this is not, I mean, she's singing, we all singing for the Lord. This is not you getting lifted up in praise. That's how I always looked at it, man. That's why when I saw, that's why I always appreciated and loved Commission so much, man. They didn't, and I'm not saying she did that, but they were always just so down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just felt like at that moment there, it was like, dang, lady, who you ain't Janet?
Man.
You know, you're not Janet, you're not, you know,
He
whoever.
You better watch out. I hear she packs.
So that's what happened. I walked out and my group that was with me. But any old way,
and a certain unnamed individual was a big instigator.
Oh, okay.
Say that.
Yeah.
Nah, he can get.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. So I probably made his night to do something like that. Yeah. Somebody said you should have told her you were going to hold her mule.
Oh my God!
All
He
right.
probably got a kick out of that.
Don't do Mama Shirley now.
Yeah, Jake, because Jake liked Shirley. But Jake, every now and then you will send me a song. You'd be like, "Here, right, here's your girl that you don't like no more." You antagonize me a little bit sometimes because you remember what went down.
That's
but
hilarious.
Let me say, because our time is winding down, so I'll just share my view. Friendship, especially longevity. I realize. For me, friendship it has to be like family.
That's good. That's true.
And I have two. I'll say two friends that I actually have maintained a relationship from high school with. And one of them is I just got reconnected with. And I was looking for this cat for a long time, and he's actually listening right now. That's Big Will.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Big Will.
Yep. And we had a parting of ways, but he was searching for me, and I was searching for him. And lo and behold, we finally came back full circle because that was my guy.
Man, that's cool.
In high school. So and
that's awesome.
And mature wise, now we sit and we chatted up, and it's like, really no time is lost, and he used to always give me the advice back then because I was always chasing girls. He'd be like, you gotta slow down on the girls. He gave me wisdom nuggets back in high school, man. So we laugh about that now because I'm like, dude, I grew up, I got better. But it's gotta be like family, man. It's important to me, and you guys have definitely, and I say all the time, I have the same when it comes to the fellas, the same three guys,
Yep.
And you know what? That's a telltale sign when no matter how much time passes, when you come back, it's like we were right where we left off.
Yeah. It's like no time passed at all.
Yeah.
So and I said we don't want to mention the other person's name, but if he's listening, you know who you are. You are definitely my brother. But I also had to learn the hard way that, I can't put the pressure for you guys to be there for everything that I need.
Yeah.
Because there are some disappointments, and I'll, give you the space to talk about where I've disappointed you, because I'll be surprised if I haven't. But I realize that you guys can't handle. I guess maybe it's a thing of seeing me go through the pain, the disappointment. So I had to realize I had to compartmentalize to say, okay, I can talk to this person about that person about this, and this person about, you know what I'm saying? Because my divorce, I think you guys took it hard, and it was hard for you guys to really. I mean, you were there for me, but it was uncomfortable. I could tell, I could pick it up, and I remember I kind of pulled back, and I was angry with you guys. I think I kind of shut down, but you were there for me when I needed you the most. But when it was leading up to, is what I'm talking about. You guys kind of faded, and I should have saw the uncomfortableness, but I just put the pressure that y'all supposed to be there. And that says, as I grew up and I realized that you can't put that kind of weight on a person. If they can't handle it, they can't handle it. But again, when I needed y'all the most, you guys took me away for the weekend, and y'all just loved on me. And I had to recalibrate and realize that you didn't abandon me. I just had to, accept what it was. But I was trying to put you in that bag where I don't care what I go through, you should be there. And that's not a true friendship there. It's not. I have to give you your space and allow you to be who you are. Yeah. And that doesn't take away from the love that I have for you or the love that you have for me. But, I just had to give you guys your moment. And since the dust has cleared, I mean, you guys have been phenomenal. So I appreciate you. But that was a dark moment for me at that point in time.
So yeah, I remember you were upset. I do remember that. And in hindsight, there are some things that we could have done and said during that process to make ourselves more available. I think the issue for me was, knowing both you and your wife at the time. Just made it a little bit more difficult to kind of comment and take a position. When you're in the fire, you're looking at things a little bit differently than you do when you're out of the fire.
Yeah.
And naturally you look to your boys, your friends to jump in that fire with you and help shield you from the flames.
And y'all did eventually.
Yeah, we did. I mean, in our own way, but when you're looking for something else, when your expectation is something different, when your expectation is something different, that's the thing that hurts the most when the expectation isn't met. And I do think, like I said, in hindsight, we could do some things differently. But I think overall, we tried very hard to let you know we love you, and that we were supportive, and no matter which way you went, we were going to be there for you. I think it took just like you said, some time for you to see that. Everybody's not going to experience your trauma, your pain.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Because I'm in it, and that's what helped. That's what made me sit back and think about looking at the bigger picture. Because, like I said, you guys, I knew you weren't abandoning me, but I had to sit back and think about it. I was like, okay, I'm trying to get something from them right now beyond just saying, man, it's going to be okay. You're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
In my fit and my hurt and my pain, I was trying to get you guys to say more, but I'm trying to get out of you what you've never experienced. So
and it's hard to see that from people when you're in it, because the other person may not be fully aware of how severe it is or how intense it is. But once we knew, it's like, we're here, but how deep do you want us to get in? And then once we know, then we come full force, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But
Yeah.
so I would just say, I apologize. I'm sorry to put you guys in a place that you had never experienced yourselves. So how can I expect for you to actually say, well, this is like case in point, Nate, like you just prayed that prayer. I love to listen to words when people pray because you need to be specific. And I heard you say the long nights. You prayed for Regina King and the long nights to come. You can say that because of what you've experienced.
Right.
So that's key. Whereas if I had prayed for her, it had been totally different because I have not walked that path.
Right.
That you guys have that commonality. So yeah, so that's what began to help me and resurface in a sense that I can't lump you guys and beat you guys up for saying you weren't there for me. You were there for me. You were there for me as much as you could be. And I thank you for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. And somebody put, man, I love the transparency. That's just the way we are here. And
transparency is the name of the game, baby.
Yeah, and you know, I can be transparent with these brothers because again, 30 years here, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And it's not me trying to throw them under the bus, but it's just a moment of apparently the friendship was worth resolving because I didn't just disappear on them afterwards. You know, they still are that much important to me that I'm still around.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think that addresses another key component as we wrap up to what makes a really good friendship, especially one that lasts, is that trust.
Yeah.
Even in your disappointment, you were able to still find a level of trust so that you did not escape. You didn't do the Bill Cosby. You didn't do that. You found a level of trust amongst us that you were able to come back and say, you know, the body of our friendship shows that I can trust these guys.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the biggest. Just like any real relationship, you got to have trust.
Yeah.
Right.
That was just a moment. But okay.
So I have a question.
Go ahead, brother.
If you guys had to sum up our friendship in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, Jake.
Acceptance, man.
That's good.
Acceptance.
I would say I'm thinking of a word that's not love, but it's something different.
You don't love me, Nick?
Genuineness.
You trying to say you don't love us, Nick?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I think it's genuineness. Is that a word, genuineness?
I would say that.
Yeah, I think we've been very genuine with each other because we're different. We're not the same people.
Bro. Yeah.
You know, we're different. And I talked about commonality earlier, but we're very different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But amongst the differences, we're very genuine with each other, and we're genuine in our own individualities.
Cool.
Oh,
mine would be.
Did you say that, Nate?
Yes.
What?
So when we get done with this, I definitely want to clear that up.
Look, I'm gonna shout my man out. This is another one of my good friends from here in Lansing. I call him Uncle Marcus. I call him Uncle Marcus. Marcus Leslie, Pastor Marcus, great brother, silly as you can see, owner of Mr. Leslie's Cheesecakes. For those of y'all don't know about Mr. Leslie's Cheesecakes, locally you know. And he's branching out. He's in Detroit. He's some other places now. He's branching out. But yeah, Marcus is a fool. That's all I gotta say.
Marcus said, when you said the Bill Cosby, I thought you was talking about slipping a Mickey.
That's rude, bro. That's rude.
No,
that's hilarious.
That's rude.
Man.
Bill Cosby ain't do that.
Yeah. So
I didn't get my word.
Oh, go ahead, Jake. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That caught me off guard. I'm sorry.
Uncle Marcus causing trouble. See, look at that. What's your word, Jake?
We got acceptance, genuineness. Mine would be accountability.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good because we do that. We do that seriously.
I think that's another key component of real genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna let nothing slide underneath the radar and just accept it because I know we want to see each other better.
Mm-hmm. We're very accountable to each other. Extremely so.
Yeah.
And the thing I know we're getting close, but the thing I appreciate about the accountability that we have is that I don't believe we're afraid to speak the hard truth to each other in order to hold each other accountable. Some folks are afraid to say the hard truth because they don't want to hurt feelings. They don't want to push anybody away. They want to alienate. But I think we're mature enough to take the hit of hard truth and process it and see where we need to apply what we just heard.
Yeah.
And no feelings get hurt. And if they do get hurt, they only get hurt for a second.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they will get hurt. I mean, you just got to deal with them. Because I am very sensitive. I'm not going to even lie about that. But
we know.
I'm about but I'm gonna bounce back and say, yeah, I hurt my feelings when you say it, blah blah blah. But okay.
Yeah, you will say that. You will say, yo, I ain't like when you said such and such.
Yeah.
And I know as part of this group, I can tend to be the one that's harder than you guys. But I think I've tempered myself. I'm not as hard as I used to be. Oh, I guess the silences means otherwise.
Yeah, I was turning my head, and while I was turning my head, Jake was like sitting back saying,
she ain't saying nothing.
So it matched.
Wow. You know? Wow. There's accountability right there, guys. Right there, live on the internet. I need to work on I'll just say this, Nate. Cutways.
No one has done anything for you to just kind of break wild. So it's been calm around you right now.
Oh, okay.
But let somebody step out of line. You can be like,
right, you're gonna get them.
I'm just gonna say it. This don't make no sense. They still, I'm just joking. But yeah. But any old way, it has been great chopping it up with you guys.
Yes, sir.
As always. Sir. So we got to give our wisdom nugget. But before we give our wisdom nugget, you got it, Nate?
I do not have a wisdom nugget.
I got one for the night, then.
I knew you did.
Right.
I got one for the night.
Because you seem like he was worked up. So let me announce your wisdom nugget.
But we got to talk about next week. That we won't be on next week.
Fun snatcher.
Got caught up.
Who called you?
I got called the fun snatcher. Wow. AKA Nate.
The fun snatcher.
Man. That's what the kids call me. The kids call me fun snatcher because I'm always trying to be wise with them. But anyway, next week we're taking the night off.
Yeah.
So we won't be here next Sunday, but we will be here the following Sunday, first Sunday in February. Look for us there. We've made that announcement, I think, a couple weeks ago that we're going to take one Sunday off every month just to recoup, spend time with our families. And so next Sunday we'll be off, and we'll make an announcement what the topic will be as we approach the first Sunday in February. But before we close out the night, I want to have the distinct pleasure of bringing Mr. Ray McKinstry on for the Wisdom Nugget. Solo yourself, sir, and give us the nugget.
All right.
Give us the nugget. Make us wiser.
Okay. So, if God made dirt and dirt don't hurt, why we gotta wash our bodies then? That's my wisdom nugget.
What did you just say?
If
why
God
we gotta wash our bodies?
That's right. If God made dirt and dirt don't hurt.
Oh my God.
We gotta wash our bodies.
But the saying don't say dirt don't stink.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Dirt.
All right.
Dirt stink. That's why they wash that dirt off.
Right. It's hurting everybody else.
It's hurting everybody else.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, fellas, as always, it's a pleasure hanging with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the week. Enjoy the next 2 weeks. But I'm sure we will be chopping it up. So you guys
we have some if I'm not mistaken, we got some nice subjects lined up for February. So yeah, keep watching, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. So as you go through your week, think on those things that are pure, noble, wise, and of a good rapport.
If there have any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things.
Yep. All right. Peace out.
Peace
All
out.
right,
Everybody in listening audience, have a safe